Hi guys, welcome back to lesson 2 of geometry. We're going to take a look at perpendicular sides, which is another attribute of shapes in geometry. We're also going to add in a few more concepts. Hopefully most of them are just review from previous grades, but you never know. So I'm on page 226 in your textbook if you want to follow along or get ready to jumpstart your practice questions. So we took a look at things like equal sides. We took a look at what parallel means. We introduced the word vertex, which is a fancy word for corner. We talked about intersects. We're going to tie that all together here in a couple different ways. A couple important vocab words highlighted: horizontal, vertical. Really simple, but really important concepts. Horizontal are what you would maybe call your flat sides. So they run left to right, perfectly straight. Think about the horizon, right? So it goes along the horizon. Your vertical is your up down in this picture here, right? This is your vertical. This is your horizontal. Really important words to talk about, right? If it says a shape has one horizontal, it has one left-right shape. When those two meet, a perfectly horizontal line and a perfectly vertical line meet, okay, they form something called a right angle or a 90-degree angle. Hopefully you've heard that before. The technical term for that is perpendicular. So these two lines, okay, the vertical line here and the horizontal line here, form a perpendicular, okay, also form a right angle, okay. If we go down to these, right, it doesn't have to be a square, it doesn't have to be a rectangle, it's just anywhere that a horizontal line meets a vertical line, it forms a perpendicular. So in this square here, okay, it forms a perpendicular, okay, vertical, horizontal, forms a perpendicular. So that 90-degree angle, that right angle, is indicated by that little box, right? So if I'm drawing a shape, okay, and again, my drawings are not perfect. Okay, this is supposed to be a square, so I'm going to use my hatch marks. This is horizontal. This is vertical. In order to indicate a 90-degree angle, I'm going to put a little box in the corner. Okay, we make it a square. Okay, this is horizontal, this vertical, make a perpendicular or right angle. Okay, as do all of those ones. Okay, which is the same thing as this picture in your textbook. Okay, in this in this rectangle, okay, we have horizontal, vertical meets to form perpendiculars here, 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 and here. Okay, so these are the easy ones, and then you get shapes like this. Okay, so still a quadrilateral or a four-sided shape. Okay, but not all of them are horizontal or vertical lines. So we get a vertical here and a horizontal down at the bottom. So these two are perpendicular, as indicated by the little squares, the little right angle symbols. But this top one, okay, the vertical meets a diagonal, okay, a diagonal line, slanted line. So there are no perpendiculars in that top part, okay, so you won't see that right angle symbol there. Jumping up here, so this shape has 6 sides. It's a hexagon, which brings me to my first little aside. Okay, so this has 4 sides. Okay, it is called a quadrilateral. Okay, quad meaning 4. If a shape has 5 sides, it's called a pentagon. Okay, it could look like your standard pentagon, which looks like a house. Okay, in my case, a badly drawn house. But it could be something else. 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's also a pentagon. It just has to have 5 sides. 6 sides is a hexagon. Hexa meaning 6. 7 sides is a heptagon. And I'm just going to go up to 8 sides for now. Is a octagon. Octopus, 8 legs, octagon, 8 sides. Okay, so these are the ones that you should have a half decent idea of. Okay, 3 sides. I really hope you know 3 sides. Triangle. All right. So just keep those in mind if it asks you to draw any of them. So this shape is a hexagon. This hexagon's name is it in? Yes, alphabetical order. A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, because those are the vertexes, the vertices. Okay, and there's a whole bunch of perpendiculars on this one. But they're going to highlight a few. So AF is perpendicular to FE. Okay, I'm going to quickly draw this out on my sheet of paper. Looks kind of like a bad boot. It's a little bit the wrong size, but that's okay. A, B, C, D, E, F. All right. So they are saying that AF is perpendicular to FE. So AF is perpendicular to FE. So that's horizontal. That's vertical, which means that they are perpendicular. Okay. I don't want to write the word perpendicular 5,000 times during this lesson, so I'm going to use the symbol that indicates perpendicular. It is an upside down uppercase T. Okay, AF is perpendicular to FE. And I could keep going on that. FE is perpendicular to ED, or DE, depending on which way you're going. Right? I could go over here. AB is perpendicular to BC. All right? BC is perpendicular to CD. Almost done, so I might as well finish it off. CD is perpendicular to DE, or ED. Okay? So, I would have my little right angle things here. I would not put a right angle symbol on this one because I am measuring, when I say right angle, I'm talking about the inside angle of the shape. The 90-degree angle is on the outside here, okay, but it's not on the inside of the shape, so it actually doesn't count, okay, but it's still a perpendicular setup, okay. So that's how we're going to indicate it, right? In a square or a rectangle, it's going to be the same, even in this shape here. If I was to label this one, I'm just going to do a little bit, let's do W, X, Y, Z. Okay, I know that these are perpendicular here. I would just say XW is perpendicular to WZ, and WZ is perpendicular to ZY, okay, or YZ. So that is that. That's how you tell perpendiculars. Vertical, horizontal meet, forms a perpendicular. All right, I just want to go over some of the questions in the practice here. I'm not going to do them for you, but I want to highlight a couple things because reading is going to be really important because as you draw some of these shapes, although I'm not standing over your shoulder making sure you're doing it correctly, it's really important that you follow these directions carefully. This one's easy, just indicating perpendicular sides, no problem there. Okay, but then when you get to something like number 4, okay, it says use a geoboard and geobands. I'll send you a link to a digital one of those or some square dot paper. Draw a shape that has exactly one horizontal side and 2 vertical sides. Okay, if it says draw 1 horizontal side and 2 vertical sides, you can have other sides besides that. Okay, so you could have a diagonal, okay, but you can only have 2 vertical and 1 horizontal. Okay, I'm going to start that, and then you can figure out the rest. Okay, if I draw, I'm going to do a different color actually. I'll use orange here. Okay, if I draw a horizontal line, okay, and then 2 vertical sides, okay, I can draw more sides, but I can't draw any more horizontal and I can't draw any more vertical. So you could draw 2 more sides, you could draw 1 more side. Okay, you can make this longer or shorter, make this longer or shorter, but you can only have 2 verticals, 1 horizontal. Same thing with this bottom one. You can have 2 horizontals, or 1 horizontal, 2 verticals. This one, 2 horizontals, 1 vertical. Whatever you do after that is up to you. Next page here, find a shape with 4 right angles or 4 perpendiculars, 2 right angles, easy peasy. This number 6 here is the other one I want to talk about. So make as many different shapes as you can. If you can make 2 or 3, that'd be awesome. It has exactly 1 pair of perpendicular sides. Okay? B is exactly 2 pairs of perpendicular sides. Number 3 is exactly, number C, letter C, is exactly 3 pairs of perpendicular sides. Okay, when it says 1 pair of perpendicular sides, okay, I'm going to draw all over my notes now. This is a pair of perpendicular sides. Okay, you have to have 2 things to have a pair. You need a pair of sides to make a perpendicular, so this is 1 pair. Now there's 2 pairs. Now there's 3 pairs. Now there's 4 pairs. Now there's 5 pairs. So this shape has 5 pairs of perpendicular sides. This shape has 1, 2 pairs of perpendicular sides. Usually that pairs thing is what throws people off. Okay, they think of 2 pairs as being 4. Yes, it's 4 sides, but you need 2 of them to make a perpendicular. If I looked at, okay, this is a 5-sided shape, but it only has 2 pairs of perpendiculars. This is not perpendicular. I know it kind of looks like it. This one only has 2. This has 4. Okay, this one so far. See, this one's tricky. Okay, that would be perpendicular. That would be perpendicular. And then if you look closely and rotate your page, this would actually probably also be perpendicular. So this weird shape has 4 pairs of perpendicular sides. Okay, but ignore that now. It's a little bit messy. So with these questions, like I said, just pay attention. Okay, pay attention to what it's asking. When it says 1 pair, you need to have a pair of lines. I will write out the practice questions for you to try and put them in the Google Classroom. Then you can do those, do the assignment that I'll put up for marks, and we'll go from there. Hopefully that all makes sense. Shoot me a message if you have any questions. See you next time.